Can everyone see my screen? Hello? Okay. Now, in this class, we will be learning four topics. Uh, First is Python program execution process. Second is commands in Python. Third is print function, and the last one is variables and data types. And I hope you all have already installed Python in your system. Uh, have anyone faced problem in installing Python? Okay. Now, next topic is Python program execution. Okay. Now, what we do in when we writing any code, first thing what we will do is we will have source code. Uh, okay. In the case of Python, we will have source code. Yesterday, I told you that we will. Yesterday, I told that Python source code will have the extension of .py. Okay, and when we write some source code, we will after running that we will have some result. Okay, and there is something happens between the source after running source code. Uh, After that, we gets result, and there are some steps I would like to mention here that it will be very good to understanding how program execution works. No, the first process is when we uh, when we execute our source code, it gets converted to .pyc. This is called bytecode. Okay, and what bytecode is? Basically, I will explain this later, and just understand that when we execute our code, first it gets converted to bytecode. And who does this? This is done by compiler. So then compiler converts source code into bytecode. And the next step is next step PVM, that is a Python virtual machine, which comes into play. And Python virtual machine basically this is an interpreter which basically reads this byte code and execute it line by line. And after that you get your result. Okay, and this is PVM is called as Python interpreter. Is any doubt in this process? Yeah, this is .pyc is byte code. Okay, byte code is intermediate code which we cannot basically see. This can be only read by Python virtual machine, that is PVM. Okay, and why actually and actually I want to mention one more thing that when you write source code, if there is any and there is if there will be any syntax error, then it will be not compiled into .py. Compiler will gives you error. Okay, and in the process of compilation, if any error if any error gets displayed, it is called as compile time error. And after that your codes get after your code gets compiled, it is interpreted by PVM and you gets result. If you get any error at runtime in result, then it is called as runtime error. Is anyone have any problem? Have anyone any doubt in this process? Okay, okay. Now I am forwarding to the next topic. The next topic is comments in Python. Okay, and why comments is important? Why I am introducing comments is that when we write any source code, when we write any code, comments we write comments. Okay, comments. Comment in Python there are basically two types of comments. First is single line comment, and syntax of this is we will write comment by has and then the whatever will be the comment. Okay, and example of this is as this program was created on 27/9/2020. And second is multi-line comment. Multi-line comment, the syntax will be triple comment will be written inside triple quote. Okay. Example is this is a comment written in more than just one line, and you can see that it is inside triple quote. Okay, and now this is basically this three line is the example of the triple multi-line comment. Okay, now I am moving. Actually, how the program will be executed if you have comment in your file, the compiler will ignore the comment. Okay, if you start any line with has, it will be treated as comment and compiler will ignore it. Only comment is only for just reading purpose. There is no any role in execution process. It will be not present in the bytecode. Why comments are important? No, first is to increase readability. Readability means let's suppose I'm giving you an example. Now let's we have simple program print hello world. Now I am using single line comment here. Okay. Okay, we have added comment in our first line, and if you run this code, you will have only hello world hello world will be displayed on the screen. Let's run this code. You can see that only hello world gets displayed on the screen, and this line was ignored. And what I told you that comments are used to increase readability, and you can see that there is a message here that this program is to display the hello world message. And if someone has written, let's assume that Pankaj, Manoj, anyone have written this program, and he can mention here that this program was in by Pankaj. Okay, and I think you can understand the importance of comment. Have you any doubt? Hello, is it clear? Okay, okay. Now, moving to the next topic, the there is one more importance of writing comments to add programmer signature. I previously mentioned here that we can add programmer signature by comment, and if multiple programmers are working on same code, they can use comments to describe their portion of code. Okay, let's assume that we have three people are working in this code. Then we can add here this portion is this portion is written by Pankaj, and we can comment here this this portion was written by Anand. Okay, and we can write some code here. Okay, there is there is lots of more importance of writing comments. I will later introduce this when we will use those features. Okay, I will explain there that I will use comments there, and you can see the importance of comments there. No, actually, I didn't given you I didn't give you multi-line comments example. The multi-line comment will be written inside triple quote. Okay, this is multi-line comment. Okay, and after that, this is after multi-line comment. Okay. Uh, Now, just asking you a question. What will if we run this program? What will be output of this program? Can anyone give me answer? And this one? Okay, okay, and okay, okay. And this line and this line will be ignored. Okay. Uh, you can see that output. Hello world, greeting from Anand. Message after multi-line comment. Okay. Now, I want to explain print function in more detail. Okay, the syntax of the print function is print. Okay, what is the importance of print function? Why I am explaining you print function? You can read here. The print function prints the specified message to the screen or other standard output devices. Screen means our computer, our laptop screen, or mobile screen, or other standard output devices means output devices. Maybe if you want to write your result into CD or into file, then that will be called as standard output devices. The message can be string or any other object, or the object will be converted into a string. uh, what is object I will later explain. Just simply understand the message can be as a string or any other object. Okay, just ignore this. Okay, first I want to explain how print function works. We have print function. Okay, and we can use it to print something on the screen. Okay, and when we will want to print something on the screen, let's assume that we are calculating any formula. If you are calculating the value of any expression, and if we are creating web application, then we will be then we can means in the case of web application we cannot use print. uh, Means if we want to show the intermediate result, we can use the print there. Okay, and next is to writing into the file. Let's assume that not every time we want to print result on the screen, we want to write this into the file, then we can use print function to write into the file also. Now let's example, I am giving you example of print function. I have already given you example of print function. There are some. No, the syntax of the print function is print, and you need to write message inside double quote. Okay, you can see here print, and then after because print is method, I will later explain what is method. Just assume that print is a method, and whenever you call any method, you will be called this into breaks, into small breaks. Okay, and that's why I the syntax is print small breaks, and inside that you are writing message into double quote, inside the double quote. And let's example here. I am creating a new file here. Let's assume uh, first I have written this code. Do you think this code is correct? Yes, because oh, yes, because I explained you that the message will be written inside double quotes. Okay, and next is print. No, you can pass one more parameter into the print function, that is end is equal to, and end is a keyword, and after you need to write is equal to, and you can write any message after that. Then this message will be appended to this message when you print this, when you will get the result. Okay, let's run our code. Now you can see that first output is our message. Okay, I am clearing the screen. First the output is our message, and what is the second output? Our message actually ending. We need to give a space between this. What is the message? Our message ending with this, ending with the message. Okay, means first output is this message, and this message was appended between this message. Okay, what is the use of this? Let's assume that we don't write this, and we are writing in our first message, and our second message, Okay, let's run this code. First, okay, first I am clearing the screen. Now you can see that first output is our message, and the second output is our first message, and there is a space between our second message. Okay, then what is the importance of this end? Actually, forward slash and t basically prints the new type character. Basically, it gives the space between two messages. Okay, and if you want to add a new line between this message, you can use new line character here. And now, first I want to explain you that forward slash t basically gives the space between the two masses, and the forward slash n, it is a new line character, and this is a new tab character. This new line character basically gives a space of new line between two masses. Okay, let's add one more message, our fourth message. Can anyone can anyone predict the output? What can be the output of this program? Let's we are running this. Okay. Firstly, first output is our message. Second output is our first message, and there is a space between these two. Okay, and you can see that uh, we have we have a new line here. Okay, and how this new line came? Basically, if you don't write anything into int, it basically assumes that there is a new line character. Okay, in this case you can see that first message, our message is printed into single line, then after this two line printed in the same line. Okay, and after that our third message, we specified here that there will be new line after end, and you can see that after third message there is a new line. Is it clear, everyone? What? Yeah, actually, I want to explain that if you are writing, this is equivalent to writing this is equivalent to writing this. Okay, then you can see that output of this and output of this is similar. Okay, basically this is the default value which is specified into int. What are default values, I will later explain, but I am just giving you the example of what is importance of int is equal to message statement. Okay, is it clear now? Hello? Is it running or not? Yeah, it is running. There is no any issue. You can see that what is the output, our message here. First output is our message. You can either specify this or you can leave this. Okay, and are you is any more doubt? Hello. There is no need of semicolon. Yes, yes, yes. There is no need of semicolon. This is the beauty of Python. You don't need to write extra stuffs here. Okay, and now let's we proceed to the next topic. Now there is one more. There's one more way of using print. You can call print like this: print statement one, statement two. Okay, let's. I am commenting this. Okay, our first message, our second message. Now you can see that first I am running this. Now you can write. You can use print function like this. Okay, our first message and our second message. Now no. See the output. Our first message and there is a space between our second message. Okay, we can use print like this. Now moving to the next topic. Next topic is variables in Python. Okay. Hello. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. You can use single quote. This is a new feature. It is implemented in Python. You can use single quotes. Let's see. Print. You can use it like this. Yes. And is equal to. Are you asking about this? Yeah, actually, when you specify any value, when you use end is equal to this statement, it means that you are telling that uh, you need to append this message after our first message. Okay, and what we are telling by this line, we are telling that first you print our third message, means our this message means our third message, and then after you need to append a new line character. New line character means it simply understand new line character means you need to give a uh, new line after this message. Then what was happening when we gets result, our third message is printed first, and a new line. You can see that a new line was present here, and after that our next message was printed. Okay, what actually? Yeah, yeah. Actually, I will introduce this later. Actually, this forward slash n is a identifier for new line character. Okay, let's assume let's create a notepad. Okay, our first message, our second message. Okay, and if how you give the new line between these two meshes. You just need to click enter. Okay, this end is equal to t is doing the same work. Okay, it is when you apply the new line character, what basically you can't see new line, it will just gives a new line between these two masses. Okay, uh, in the terminal you can see the result. Actually, I previously explained you that I previously explained by, I think if you remember, I previously explained you this. Okay, this is a new tab character. I think understanding new line character is difficult, but new tab character is you can see the output of new tab character. Okay, what will happen if I press new tab? How cursor is moving? You can see that. Then basically this is done by the new tab character. Okay, don't focus on this. Actually, I was just showing you how we can use this end also. Okay, and no, one person has asked that can we use single code to into print function. Yes, we can use. You can see that when we run when we run this program, you will have similar result, our first message and our second message, and it is not showing any error. If you remove one code, it will give you error, showing error, invalid syntax. Now I am moving to the next topic, variables in Python. Is there any doubt in this in the previous topics? Have you any doubt? Okay, okay. No, variables in Python. Variables are what are variables? Okay, variables are container for storing data values. What it means? I am what message I've written. Variables are containers. Containers means what? Containers are some bucket or some spaces for storing data values. That stores the data values. Okay, let's assume that there is a variable. Okay, that is age. Okay, there's a variable that which name is age. Then what will we say? What will say what this age? This age is a container, and let's assume that the value of age is 21. Okay, then we will say that age is storing the value of 21. Then uh, let's actually I have mentioned here variable name is what? Age. Value of variable is what? 21. And this value is basically stored inside random access memory. I think all of you have heard about RAM. uh, have you heard? And I think most some of you already know that what is the role of RAM, and actually RAM comes into play in variables. Okay, when we have some value to store, we basically assign this though we basically assign that value into a variable, and that variable is stored inside RAM. Okay, then what if your RAM size is big, then you can store more variables at any time. into your RAM. Okay, let's don't go more about don't go into depth of RAM. Okay, we are just explaining variables. Okay, unlike other programming language, Python has no command for declaring a variable. This is the beauty of Python. Okay, when you will use C, then before using a variable you need to declare that first. Okay, and I will give you example. Okay, suppose don't think much about this code. Okay, I'm just giving an example. I have a variable strx verify header. Okay, this is a variable, and I am before using this I need to assign that this is a string. This code is written in Java. Okay, and you can see that in Java you need to specify the variable type before using it. And in Python, what we will do, uh, I'm giving you one example of variable. Okay, let's we have a variable that name of the variable is age and the value of the variable is 20. Okay, and in if you write same code into C, what you need to do it in age is equal to 20. This portion is if you write code into C. See, it is that it tells the compiler that age is typed int. Int means integer, and the value of age is 20. And in Python, we will just write age equal to 20. We don't need to specify the type of the variable. This is the beauty of Python. I think all of you have. I think all of you understood this. Now, moving to the next topic. Now, there are some rules for variable declaration in Python. And note in Python, in every programming language, there is a rule for declaring a variable name basically. Okay, and what is the rule? A variable can have a short name or a more descriptive name. What is the meaning of short name? Okay, a variable can have a short name means that when we declare a variable, we need to keep it as short as possible. Okay, let's assume that we are getting a variable age equal to 20, and second one is created variable. Uh, let's assume that we can create variable name age value is equal to 20. Okay, now you can see that what is the difference between these two. They are telling us that age is a variable which is storing the value of 20, and the second one has same message that age value is equal to 20. And which one should we write, this one or this one? Age equal to 20, because there is no meaning of age value. Why I am explaining this? Because when you write code, you should write code. It means it should be more descriptive. It should have some logic. It should have some logical meaning, and the how you can achieve this. And you can achieve this by creating variable names more descriptive, and you should keep variable length as much small you can keep it. Okay. And this is basically not a rule. This is basically I'm explaining you should do this. And what are rules? A variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. Okay, it means that variable name can you can start variable name by a letter. Means what is letter? Means alphabets, or the underscore character. Means what is underscore? This is underscore character. This is these are correct example. Okay, and if you use numbers in the starting of variable name declaration, it is wrong. Okay, you can't create a variable name having first character is a number. Okay, let's assume I'm giving you example here. This is correct. If you write 1 is equal to 20, you can see that its color is red. It is telling you that you have syntax error here. Okay, you cannot use number in the starting of a variable. What will what if you run this program? What you will get? It will give that in invalid syntax. Okay. Now, what is the second rule? A variable name cannot start with a number. Actually, I already given you this example. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric character and underscore A to Z 0 to 9 uh, and underscore. Okay, it means that what message it is telling there, you can only use alphanumeric character into a variable. Okay, it means that you cannot use special characters. Okay, dollar is a special character you cannot use. You can only use alphanumeric, means A to Z and small a to z and 0 to 9 and underscore, and you can't use anything more. Okay, let's assume that I am getting a variable name dollar age is equal to 20. This is also wrong. Or age dollar is equal to 20. This is also wrong. Actually, when you print this, it will give you error. What? It is telling you invalid syntax. We cannot use dollar or any special character in the variable declaration. Only one special character is allowed. That is underscore. Means if you write age underscore is equal to 20, it will not give any error. It is printing first is printing 20 and second is also printing 20. Let's assume let's we are changing this value by 22. uh, first first result is 20 and second is 22. It is not giving you error. You can use underscore in as the first character of the variable. No, it is also not giving you any error. No, I am just ask. I just want to ask you some questions. Okay, it is correct or wrong? Why this is wrong? This is basically correct. I told you that we can use alphanumeric character. Okay, alphanumeric character means A to capital Z and small a to small z, and 0 to 9 are allowed, and underscore is allowed. Okay, these four things are allowed. Is there anything that is not present in this four that is present in this variable? Is there anything? Then this is basically correct. Lo- Uh, let's see the output of this program. Print is, it is printing the value 20, not giving any error. No, I am writing one age underscore. Actually, it is already read. It is wrong already. Okay, it is showing you it is wrong. And if you write age slash age is equal to not age slash, is this correct or wrong? Why this is wrong? Special characters are not allowed. If we write underscore here, this is, it is allowed. Okay, I think you all understood this. Uh, have anyone doubt in the previous topics? Actually, I am closing this session. Is there any doubt? Yeah, actually, if you want, you can install. Actually, what is the benefit of Visual Studio Code is that our all the code is saved here. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. If you not install Visual Studio with Python with Visual Studio Code, it will not run. Okay. Or manually, you need to add Python into the Visual Studio Code. Oh, I think you can ask any doubt, or I will close session in 2 to 3 minutes. If you have any doubt, you can ask. I can revise this class what we went through today. Firstly, we went through the execution process of Python. Is there any question in about this? Not? Yeah, we have some time. You can ask question. I think no one has question, and I explained comments. Comment can be a single line comment or multi-line comment, and I told why comments are important, and after that I explained you print function. We use print function to print on the screen or writing to the file. Python print function, I given you example. I've given you an example about this, and next is variables. Is any question, is any doubt about variables? Okay, I am moving. Rules of variable declaration. A variable name must start with a letter or the underscore character. A variable name cannot start with a number. A variable name can only contain alphanumeric characters and underscores. Okay. Yes, and I have one point I missed. Variable names are case sensitive. Case sensitive means, what is the meaning of case sensitive? Means if you write age equal to 20 and age is equal to 20, these are different. Okay. If we read both of this is age, but this is Python variables are case sensitive. That's why the meaning of age is equal to 20 and age equal to 20 is different. uh, Basically these are two different variables. Okay, isn't doubt here? And I'm giving you the example of uh, if we this is just if we write any code in command prompt, this is not case sensitive. Okay, this is case insensitive. Okay, if we write help, we get the result. If we write help, actually previously we write small help, and here we are writing capital help, same result. It means that it is not case sensitive, and Python is case sensitive. Okay. Now in next class we will be reading about data types in Python. Okay, everyone. I assume that I will attach study materials, and you need to work on, you need to practice on this these topics. Okay, I have shared a book name, and you can use any reference, and you need to practice on these topics before coming into tomorrow's class. Okay, uh, will everyone do this? Okay, then thank you. We are closing this class. No, actually we have some doubt. Okay, let's go one by one. Yeah, actually, one person has asked is Kiwi for Android app development with Python. Actually, I will explain this type of question later. Android app development. This is a beginner course. Okay, but I will explain this. I have installed Python, sir. Is it necessary to install Visual Studio code also? Yeah, you should install Visual Studio Code, because writing big program will be difficult into Python IDE. And second question is, by using command prompt, can we execute the Python code? Yes, we can execute the Python code by using command prompt. I will explain this into tomorrow's class. Today's session was great. Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you, everyone.